They've DM'd us. They're in relationships. They want to get married. They are waiting for their partner to propose to them, and they think they're waiting too long. Do they give their partner an ultimatum?
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hey everybody, welcome to Capione Reacts. Today is our premiere episode. If this is the first, it's not the last. We're going to do a lot of these because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, react to, and just become generally outraged over the idiocy in society these days. I will say I have a special guest. The first person to join us here is our wonderful friend, Stephanie from My Nerdy Home. Hey Steph, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm ready to react. I'm ready to watch all the cringe, all of this, all of the videos, all the TikTok. This is totally something that I'm familiar with, so let's do this. I'm excited.
All right. Well, now we are going to be putting these up on multiple platforms eventually, so keep your eyes peeled for a TikTok and an InstaFace and a Bookgram and all that stuff, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm old, but she's young, so you're going to get two perspectives right away. And just so you know, Steph's not going to be the only one. We've got a bunch of crew that are going to join us for these, and they are going to be amazing. So let's get to the first part of the first one. This is about the marriage ultimatum, and I think this is out of control.
They've DM'd us. They're in relationships. They want to get married. They are waiting for their partner to propose to them, and they think they're waiting too long. Do they give their partner an ultimatum?
If you need to give an ultimatum to get the outcome, that outcome is going to bite you in the ass in the future because somebody's going to say, I proposed to you and I didn't even want to. We got married and I wasn't even ready. And it's going to come and bite you on the ass. So if you ever are in a situation where you have to give an ultimatum and you've gotten the answer that you wanted, I need to preface that with saying the chances of that biting you are very, very, very high. And I think as individuals, we too know that there have probably been times when we have made decisions because we have felt backed into a corner and then we may have lashed out at somebody later down the track because we didn't stick to our own value system. So what I would say is instead of looking at it as an ultimatum, it would be a discussion of these are the things that I want and need in my life based on what I want for my life. And if this isn't something that you are also wanting to do, it's time we actually have a discussion about calling.
Okay, and that seems like sound advice there at the end. But Steph, can you think of a situation where an ultimatum would work? Do you think an ultimatum would work if you gave it to a man over like a marriage?
No, absolutely not. I think that like if you are giving ultimatums in your relationship, then you don't really have a relationship. That relationship is one-sided. Not only that, but like when you're entering into a relationship and you've gotten as far as we've been dating for X amount of years and they still haven't proposed, something went wrong at the beginning because your goals and your or expectations in a relationship should be defined pretty much. You should already have had the conversation of, do you want to get married? What do you think about marriage? Do you want to have kids? All of those things should have been, a topic of conversation throughout your relationship. That person should know you. So like if you've gotten to a point where you want to be proposed to and they haven't proposed to you, then perhaps there's just another conversation that you have to have. There has to be a reason why they're not proposing to you. Are they not ready? Are they waiting for something, financially so they can be in a better position to think that like, not only can I take care of myself, but I can also take care of another human, my wife, because that is a huge commitment. And also, like in this day and age, a lot of people just do not want to get married for one reason or another. They do not want to get married. So, like, giving an ultimatum is a terrible idea. It'll just completely blow up in your face. If you give an ultimatum and they're like, okay, fine, I'll do it. They're going to do it hesitantly. They're not going to be willing to do it. They're going to do it out of either fear of losing you or out of, fear that the relationship is going to end, or they're doing it out of fear, not because they want to. And you want a partner in life that wants to be with you because they want to be with you, not because you've forced them to be with you.
Yeah, and I think that kind of aggressive commitment like that that outcome only shows up when you go into a relationship or a pursuit of a relationship with intentional dating. You need to outline from the very point, find out what this other person wants. Is this going to be a casual thing, or are you looking for marriage? That, believe it or not, that conversation solves a lot of these issues. So as you said, I think you're going to end up with a conversation eventually. Might as well get it out of the way up front. That way, you know what level of commitment this person has, so you can figure out what kind of barriers you're going to put up as far as how far you'll take things. Because look, you want to have a relationship as early as you can in life that's reasonable, preferably after your college years. But you want that relation to develop and to produce the ultimate thing that we're supposed to do as humans: reproduce, have kids. You want a marriage with somebody who is aggressively about it, that is aggressively about you. That's intentional dating. That's probably a conversation we're going to have multiple times in the future. So let's continue on, though, because I think this next one is rather interesting. Here we go.
If you have to give him an ultimatum to be with you or to marry you, to propose to you, that is an issue. Or if you have to break up with him to finally get him to step up, that is an issue. Because why is being with you not inspiring enough for him? Why is it when he has you, that is not good enough for him? That should really tell you how he feels about you.
I think she's right. What do you think?
I don't think it necessarily tells you how he feels about you, because there's a lot of reasons why a man doesn't want to propose yet. I think that, like, if you have to give an ultimatum or leave leave a relationship, like it's either you either do this or I'm gone, I'm walking, then yeah, that is an issue. There are some things that you need to talk about in your relationship, but that means that, like, the communication is just completely broken down. You're feeling all of these things, and, like, as a woman, I completely, like, understand, like, you think that they are, reading your mind essentially, and they know that you want these things, when in reality, things just need to be talked about, and you can't be scared to bring up these conversations, because, like, men, aren't going to do it on their own. You know, so talking about these things, it's not a bad thing. Talking about your relationship is not a bad thing. You just have to, initiate the conversation, or even, like, if the guy wants to initiate the conversation, be open-minded about his reasonings as to, why he hasn't popped the question yet. Because there are multiple different reasons, like, maybe, and you have to be ready to face, like, the facts that, like, maybe he doesn't want to marry you. Maybe being in a relationship is enough for him. Like, he doesn't believe in marriage, or something is happening in his mind where he just doesn't want to get married right now. It could be financial. It could be,
Well, let me interrupt you and just say men have a certain amount of fear with marriage these days, and for
yes.
good reason. I mean, it's one of the things that I think we're going to also be talking about quite frequently, is the fact that marriage comes with nothing but penalties for men when women decide that the relationship is over, because divorce comes with giant penalties that it normally favor women 9 times out of 10. That's automatic, whether it be child support, alimony, all of that, loss of house, occasionally a loss of revenue. A lot of perhaps you own your own business, you lose half of the revenue from your business, half of your business is out the door potentially. It can be an absolute disaster. So I could understand the fear.
There is a legitimate fear for men out there, because, I mean, it's that fear of, like, the unknown. Like, what if something happens down the road and we have children and things don't work out?
Yeah,
How am I going to support not only myself, but child support down the road? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. There are a lot of penalties for men out there, which is why a lot of men just aren't. You see a lot of men just not wanting to get married, and you see a lot of, TikTok relationships encouraging women, like, oh, he's not supporting you, just leave him, get a divorce, like, it's not a big deal. You can have multiple divorces under your belt, and it's not a big deal. And women shouldn't be encouraging other women to get divorced. They should be encouraging other women to communicate with their husband a little bit more, have some conversations, work things out. Don't just abandon a relationship the moment things get rough. And the same can be said for men as well. The same can be said for men as well. Don't just abandon. I think that a lot of people will encounter their first, second, or third rough patch in a marriage or in a relationship, and they'll just want to bail, especially in a marriage, because that is binding. It is legally binding. And then, you'll hit your first, second, and third road bump, and people get freaked out and they'll just want to leave, and they'll be encouraged by people around them to leave, not to work it out.
And that's going to get us into discussions that we're going to have in the future, because men are trash movement was really not probably very good for humanity. So
I know.
We'll definitely talk about that. They made a silly song about it. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there we're definitely going to talk about. But look, this next one I think is kind of going to be the capper for it, and I feel like it's gonna land us in a discussion that'll probably wrap up this part of today's show.
Ultimatums are never good, y'all. Absolutely never. The relationships are supposed to be about partnership. And at the end of the day, giving somebody an ultimatum does not really show a healthy partnership. If you do want to give an ultimatum, then I would suggest you, instead of saying, if you don't do this, then I'm going to do this, tell your partner how what you want them to do would make you feel.
And again, that's part of the communication thing you were talking about, at least I think.
Yes. Like once you're married, I honestly feel like all of those games are over. This is now a lifetime partnership, and you need to start learning how to communicate better with your partner. All of those little games, if I do this, I'm going to do that, or if he does this and I'm going to get back at him doing this. No, all of that needs to stop once you're in a marriage, because it's no longer, it's not a game. This is a lifetime partnership with a person that you're supposed to love. Why would you want to inflict any type of pain on this person? Both men and women.
And that's actually the point. I mean, I think most of the things throughout the first three examples that we've done here, it's all about communication. We need to not lack for that. But at the same time, I think you have to be a certain amount of mature to recognize that it's not all about you. You are now part of a team, as you mentioned just a couple minutes ago. And I think that's how you end up being successful, is you have to separate yourself from whatever narcissistic tendencies you may have. And I know that'll be hard for some of you, but you have to identify what that other person needs at all times as well. In fact, it's really incumbent upon both parties to recognize that and see when the other person's needs aren't being met. So those are your reactions for the day. Do check out Steph Annie at My Nerdy Home. She's amazing. She has much more to offer than that, including a TikTok that's getting revived, I guess. And anything else you want to say, Steph?
Not at all. This was fun. I can't wait to react to more things.
I know. I can't wait. I'm ready to go too. So be tuned into the channel. We got more coming for you. I have already clipped together some of the most ridiculous things. So do stay tuned. And for Capione, we're out.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.